Have you ever found yourself stuck in a job that drains your energy, surrounded by people you wouldn't choose to spend time with, and earning just enough to get by? Does it feel like you're constantly chasing after something more, yet never quite reaching it? If you're nodding along, you're not alone. Many of us feel trapped in a cycle of working hard, paying bills, and dreaming of a better life that always seems out of reach. But what if I told you that everything you've been taught about money, success, and wealth is fundamentally flawed? What if the way to break free from this cycle isn't as impossible as it seems? In this video, I'm going to reveal the secrets that the world's wealthiest people know. Secrets that have helped them build fortunes from scratch, often at a young age. These are not just tips or tricks. This is a complete shift in how you think about money, work, and success. Imagine for a moment that the dreams you've held on to, whether it's owning a luxury car, traveling the world, or simply living without financial stress, aren't just fantasies, but achievable realities. The path to this kind of life isn't easy, and it won't be handed to you on a silver platter. But if you're ready to challenge everything you've believed about money, if you're willing to put in the work and rethink your approach, then you're already on the right track. This journey isn't for everyone. Many will give up before reaching the end, satisfied with the comfort of what they know. But for those who persevere, who are truly committed to changing their lives, the rewards are beyond what you've ever imagined. I'm going to show you how to stop chasing money and start creating real value, because when you do that, wealth follows naturally. So if you're tired of the same old routine and ready to take control of your financial future, stay with me. The knowledge I'm about to share could be the key to unlocking the life you've always wanted. Let's dive in. You're likely working at a job right now, perhaps a job you're not particularly fond of, surrounded by people you wouldn't choose to spend time with, and earning much less than you'd like. But the reality is, you continue with this job because it's your main or only source of income. Does this sound familiar? You probably don't have much money saved up. Your expenses are high, and your salary just about covers the essentials, leaving little room for the things you truly enjoy. Those extra things you wish you could buy, they always seem out of reach. It can feel like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle, drowning in credit card debt. Maybe you're also burdened by a hefty student loan debt because someone once told you that getting a degree would lead to a great job, making you a happy, successful person. You pushed through and finished your education, but now you're not even working in the field you were passionate about. Now, the idea of getting rich seems more like a distant fantasy than a realistic goal. Every day you see young people online flaunting their luxury vacations, expensive cars, and overflowing bank accounts. Some have become rich, others millionaires, and a few have even reached billionaire status. You look at all this and wonder, how did they do it? What's the secret to their wealth, especially at such a young age? It can be baffling and even frustrating. Some people say they were just lucky. Others believe they were born into wealth. Then there are those who think they must have been dishonest to accumulate so much money. And here you are, feeling unlucky for not having achieved any of that. Those dreams you once had of buying a mansion, driving your dream car, and traveling the world seem like they'll remain just that, dreams. It's easy to reach the harsh conclusion that life hasn't been fair to you, that it's like a game where you always lose and never win. It feels like this has been your story from the start, always on the losing side. But what if I told you that you're wrong? What if there's a way to turn things around? What if there's a clear path to activating true wealth in your life? I'm going to reveal the science behind how money really works. And what if you didn't have to abandon your dreams of owning that luxury car or traveling the world? You might think I'm joking or trying to deceive you, but trust me, There's a side of this coin that you haven't been shown yet. However, I must warn you, the path won't be easy. It's full of challenges, ups and downs, and you'll need to unlearn some things that you were taught in school and that society still tries to impose on you. I haven't shared this with you yet, but let me be upfront. Many of you won't even make it to the end of this video. But for those who do, it will prove that you're truly interested in changing your life. The path I'm about to present to you at its end holds wealth beyond what you ever thought possible. This journey holds the key to financial freedom, where money is no longer a source of worry. So, are you ready to join me? Let's not waste any more time. What do you really think about money? Is it something you work for, earn, or inherit? Do you see it as the root of all evil? Are you constantly chasing after it? Every thought you have about money has been shaped by your upbringing and environment. First of all, I need you to understand one thing. The Creator created all things. All the wealth in this world belongs to Him. For God Himself says, "The silver and gold are all mine." Now I ask you, how can a God who owns everything want His children to suffer? We need to reform our thoughts about this, because the God of the Bible is an abundant God in grace, love, mercy, and His desire is for His children to prosper too. Now I need you to understand something very serious. Money needs to be in your bank account or in your pocket, but never in your heart, right? Repeat after me and write below now in the comments, money in the bank account, never in the heart. If you grew up in a family that didn't have much, you're more likely to believe that earning a lot of money someday is out of reach for you, and you were probably never taught how money actually works. Once again, the fact that schools didn't teach you about money leaves you with false beliefs that won't help you on this journey. Stay with me here, because we need to change the way you've perceived money throughout your life. Hollywood movies often portray the rich as evil, deceitful, or corrupt. But have you ever questioned that narrative? A recent report from a leading US newspaper revealed that among the world's wealthiest people, those with a net worth of $30 million or more, 68% of them built their wealth from scratch. And this finding is consistent with other studies. Take Warren Buffett, the world's oldest and most successful investor who became a billionaire, or Howard Schultz, a multi-billionaire and former CEO of Starbucks, one of the largest and most recognized coffee chains globally. Schultz was born into poverty. Then there's Oprah Winfrey, TV host, actress, producer, philanthropist, and entrepreneur, now a multi-billionaire, but born into extreme poverty. Jeff Bezos, the second richest man in the world, wasn't born into wealth. His family was middle class, and he didn't have a privileged upbringing financially. Elon Musk, currently the richest man in the world, wasn't born with a silver spoon either. He grew up in a middle-class family and faced financial difficulties in his youth. After moving to the United States to study at the University of Pennsylvania, Musk struggled to make ends meet, even crashing on friends' couches. Yet, he overcame these challenges and became a multi-billionaire. So, what do these people know that you don't? The truth is, the way you've been taught to earn money is flawed. Here's the real formula for making money. You've been taught that money is equivalent to the salary you earn from a job. Beyond a certain point, your education focuses solely on how to get a higher-paying job. But what's wrong with that, you ask? I'll assume that if you're watching this video, your goal is to accumulate a substantial amount of money in the shortest time possible. This traditional approach to earning money will never lead you to true success. We all possess a valuable resource, one that is finite and irreplaceable: time. In a regular job, the amount of money you earn is directly tied to the amount of time you spend working. If you earn $7.50 per hour and work 44 hours a week, it would take you nearly 63 years to earn $1 million, assuming you don't spend a penny along the way. But this doesn't account for taxes, living expenses, or the fact that inflation will erode the value of that $1 million over time. In other words, becoming wealthy on minimum wage is nearly impossible, and becoming a millionaire is out of reach, unless you're willing to wait until you're elderly and worn out, having sacrificed most of your precious time for money. So, once again, you may wonder, how do some people become millionaires and billionaires at a young age, building their fortunes from scratch? What sets them apart? The truth is, they have a more effective strategy. They understand money in a way that you haven't fully grasped yet. So pay close attention. Stop chasing money. In a capitalist society, the rules of the game are simple. You are rewarded based on the value that others perceive you as creating. The people who recognize this value are the market, consumers like you, your friends, family, and neighbors. People often complain that football players are overpaid, but it's because the market is willing to pay millions for them. First, there must be a demand for the football industry. People have to see value in football before they're willing to spend money on tickets, merchandise, and broadcasts. If the market's demand for football is high, then the players at the top of their game are generously rewarded for their skills. It's not about how hard you work. When will you realize that? Consider a janitor, for example. They work hard every day, but they earn far less than an accountant who spends their time behind a desk. Then you might ask, isn't that unfair? Why does the market value a janitor's work less than an accountant's? It may seem unjust, but here's the explanation. The truth is, a janitor's role can be filled by almost anyone. It doesn't require extensive training. That's why the market isn't willing to pay much for their services compared to an accountant who has spent years studying and can save clients thousands of dollars in taxes. Please understand, this is not to devalue any profession. Every job is important. I'm using this example to illustrate that you're compensated according to the value you bring. If you create significant value, you'll be rewarded accordingly. If the value you generate is minimal and easily replaceable, you'll likely earn less. So how can we increase the value of what we do? What makes people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos stand out so much that the value they generate is astronomical? The answer is straightforward. They solve problems that others struggle to solve effectively. If you can solve a problem, money will naturally follow. If it's $1 million problem, the solution will earn you millions. If it's $1 billion problem, the solution will earn you billions. Take companies like Amazon, for example. They solved the inconvenience of people having to leave their homes to shop, the delays in delivery, and offered lower prices, among other benefits. And that's just one aspect. Amazon also hosts countless other businesses, each solving their own set of problems. Jeff Bezos helped solve $1 billion problem and was richly rewarded for it. If your focus is solely on money, you're heading in the wrong direction. It might sound counterintuitive, but if you want money, it's not money you should seek. You should seek problems, and more importantly, solutions to those problems. Once you find a solution, build a business around it. That's it. Just solve the problems and the money will come. So you might be thinking, do I need to create the next Amazon to get rich? Or the next Facebook or Google? That's impossible, right? I don't even know how to code, and I don't have the money to start something on that scale. Hold on. What did I just teach you? You're falling back into old thinking patterns. Always start with a problem. Pay attention to the conversations happening around you. What are people complaining about? What do they wish was different? What problems do they encounter that cause frustration or inconvenience? These complaints and desires represent opportunities. If you can identify a problem that enough people want solved, you've found a problem worth solving. The key to building wealth is to find a scalable solution to that problem. Your solution needs to be one that can reach and impact a large number of people. For example, opening a single restaurant isn't scalable. You're limited to the local area and the number of people who can physically visit. However, if you turn that restaurant into a franchise, you can scale the business across multiple locations. Better yet, if your solution is something like an app, it can be scaled infinitely online without worrying about production or shipping costs, because everything is virtual. Keep in mind, you won't create a scalable business while working in a traditional job. It's important to understand that your solution, while it may take time to develop, has the potential to generate substantial income if done correctly. Take, for example, a yoga instructor who charges $100 an hour. They might think they're running a business, but in reality, they're still trading time for money, just like a job. There's a limit to how many classes they can teach in a day, and therefore their income is limited by the number of hours they can work. But if that same instructor creates an online yoga course that operates 24/7, with classes they only need to record once, they've now built a scalable business. At this point, automation becomes crucial. Companies like ClickBank can help manage the operations of your business, ensuring it runs smoothly around the clock. If there's a task within your business that can be outsourced or delegated and it makes financial sense, don't try to do everything yourself. Even if you believe you're the best at what you do, there's always someone who might do it even better. Once you've developed your solution, your primary role is to make sure it's accessible to everyone who needs it. Remember, it's not about your ego or personal passions. The market doesn't care about what you love. It cares about the value you provide. Now that you've established a profitable business with the right systems in place, it's time to decide your next move. There are two main options at this stage: continue running your business or sell it for a profit. This process is known as acquisition, where another company or individual buys the business you've spent years building. Examples of this include Instagram being bought by Facebook for $1 billion, or PayPal being sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, with $165 million going directly to Elon Musk. These acquisitions represent the ultimate payoff for all the hard work you put into building your company. If you choose to keep your business, there are valid reasons for doing so. You might love the company you've built and want to continue growing it. Maybe you believe there's more value to add before selling it for a higher price in the future. Perhaps the business runs smoothly with minimal effort on your part, allowing you to enjoy the benefits without much daily involvement. No matter the reason, you've succeeded. You identified and solved a problem that the market wanted addressed, and you were rewarded for it. So, what comes next? Was it all just luck? For many, the journey was never about the money itself. After all, money is just a piece of paper or a number on a screen, its value determined by our collective belief. From the beginning, it was never solely about money or buying that dream car or traveling the world without financial worries. The real pursuit has always been about freedom, the ability to live life on your terms, to do what you want when you want, without ever having to wonder if you can afford it. It's about not having to worry about how you'll pay the rent, whether you have enough vacation days left, or which dreams you'll have to set aside because they seem financially out of reach. The most important takeaway from this discussion isn't about the nature of money. It's about the most valuable resource we all have: time. Is it worth trading away significant portions of your time for a job you don't even enjoy? Is your life destined to be a repetitive cycle of work, home, TV, sleep, and then back to work until you retire? How many more hours are you letting slip by because of this routine? Maybe you're okay with this reality. Perhaps you feel you have no other option but to follow this path for now, and if that's the case, there's no shame in it. The biggest takeaway from this video might simply be some entertainment and perhaps a shift in perspective. But for those who understand and want to escape the constant worry about money, It's crucial to remember this. Stop chasing money, start chasing problems, and find solutions. This is the formula that underpins all wealth creation. If your goal is to achieve financial freedom without constantly worrying about money, the path lies in solving problems. That doesn't mean you'll automatically be happy or fulfilled at the end of the journey. Only you can determine what brings true fulfillment. But since we're talking about your freedom, it might just be worth pursuing. And there you have it, a blueprint for wealth. Of course, this video has simplified many complex topics, and there's much more to learn about money, business, and entrepreneurship. Remember the point I made at the beginning. Most people won't succeed for a variety of reasons, but the key is to take risks. Take risks, but be smart about it. Take calculated risks. Anything worth achieving comes with some level of risk. Avoiding risk means stifling your potential for wealth before you even begin. And if you're in a job that isn't directly related to business, but you want to earn more, ask yourself, what problems am I solving? This question might lead you to discover ways to better monetize your current work, including your job and career. If you can solve more problems and find more solutions in your workplace, is there a way to increase your salary? I'll close with the same message I've repeated throughout this video. Stop chasing money and start chasing solutions to problems. Congratulations on making it to the end of the video, and thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, let me know in the comments by typing, "I made it to the end." Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave your like and comment until the end down below, so I know you are part of this special group of persistent people. I would love to give your comment a little heart as recognition for your effort. And if you're interested in a part 3, just comment, "I want part 3." A big hug, and I'll see you in the next video.